So I was born and raised on the Canadian prairies, and in Manitoba, southern Manitoba, and I have a lot of fond memories of wild and crazy skies. Often they look threatening, but my goodness, they were majestic and powerful and dramatic. Fairly regularly, I still like to revisit that theme on paintings. I also like a lot of the old buildings that have been abandoned. In some cases, they've been revamped or just painted, just to sort of keep them going for a while. So I thought what I would do is, on this little painting, I'm going to put in one of those skies that I have the fond memories of. Something pretty stormy. Okay, there's a guy. That's not really my horizon yet. I think my horizon will probably be around there somewhere. Let's see. It's very flat. I'll give it a bit of a wave, or at least some irregularity, as the painting comes along. Oh, that shed. Where do I want to put that shed, and how big do I want it to be? This side of the shed, even though it's pretty much dead center of the canvas, it's not a problem. I'd like to have, in general, quite a dark painting, but the shed is going to catch like a splash of sunlight across it, along with some of the field in front. And maybe off to the side. We'll see, we'll play it by ear. But because the shed begins here, and I think will end about, let's see, here maybe? That pulls what will be sort of the focal area to the left. So that's not too bad. Let's play with that, see what happens. If I am doing a number of buildings, if I'm doing several buildings, then I don't mind to have them off canter or catching them at various angles. But for some reason, may not even be a good one, but for some reason when I'm just doing a single little simple shed, I kind of like to have it, I like to paint it dead on. Probably no good reason for it. We don't want that. We don't want that straight, do we? No, we want to give it some character. And of course, the requisite crooked walls. And we need to have a bit of a doorway there. Okay. Now we'll play with this a little bit. Maybe a bit of bunch grass there. Have the land rising up to the shed a little bit, like so. Keeping it simple. sky design, I don't think I'm going to get too worried about it. I'm just going to put this on as a reminder. I like the most intense drama will be in this area. The highest chroma will be on these two walls, just slightly higher here, and also on the field in front of it. So from that, which will be the focal area, let's have these lines explode away from that area. Okay, now these are just reminders. I'm not drawing in the design of the sky just yet. I think what I have there is almost all I need, but I am going to squeeze a little bit of ultramarine blue onto my palette, mix it with some burnt sienna. Sorry, I'm just going to cross in front of you here. I'm going to grab my little, where are you? Grab my little number 4 brush and draw a few lines with that combination of color, what most people will perceive as black. And I have my charcoal lines in, but I'm going to try to improve them, try to improve my design ever so slightly. Mix a little more, and a little bit of paint thinner. I am using paint thinner because I'm not going to color in the scene right now. It's not the kind of thing I'm doing right now. I'm just drawing in my building with paint. Very simple, very basic. That door is too far, too centered. So let's move it to the left a little bit. That's better. I'm not mixing up a big pile of paint because I'm just, as I said, I'm just going to put some lines in. Not going to wash in too much of anything just yet. Okay. But no, I'm not even going to have any wall showing there. I am going to wash in this doorway because there is no door on there anymore. That's long since disappeared. But let's see, there's a few. maybe indications of the direction that the barn boards are laid on there. What do I want? Do I want that sitting there like that? Yeah, that's about it. Don't want. You know what? That's probably going to go away. It's going to be a little red shed again. One of many that I've done because I love them so much. Okay, not adding just a hint of white to my mixture here, and a little more burnt sienna. Maybe even a little yellow ochre. I'm gonna put that line in where the horizon is, but I don't want it as dark as my foreground lines. That's probably not the best idea. So that calls for a little bit lighter paint, a little higher value, ever so slightly. Okay, that's established. Now, I want my roof to have a little bit of texture. A little bit of interest. Let's see here. Now, you know what? I'm just worrying too much about the direction of shingles and boards. I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to say, here, we'll just do something weird here. Just something weird. That'll do. Okay. Going to add a little more white to what I've got there, because this is not going to be a bright red roof. It's going to be weathered wood. Weathered wood, being on the prairies, or doesn't really get a chance for moss to grow on it, so I don't think it's going to be too green, but you never know. It really comes down to what looks best on the painting. Okay, you know, I wasn't going to do this, but now I am. Because I'm going to have intense red, I'm even going to go a bit orangey red on these walls. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to make these, I'm going to wash them in with purple, a deep purple. Because then at least it looks like there's some red in the shadow then. But, of course, as I say that, I am lying. I'm putting a little more ultramarine blue and burnt sienna in here, because everything behind the shed is not, well, it's not my plan anyway for it to catch light. So there I go again. I said I was just going to outline a few things, not going to wash anything in. Not going to wash in any of the painting. And what am I doing? I am washing in the painting. parts of it, more than I was expecting to. All right. Now for a little alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue. A little bit of white. You know, I'm putting in these directional lines to indicate a bit of clapboard or barn board or whatever you want to call it. It's entirely possible that I completely ignore those. My plan is to use a knife on this painting, so it's except for the structure itself, and maybe even including the structure, it's going to be pretty loose. So I'm not going to there's no need, like the temptation is always there to draw in individual boards, but there's really no need for it. Some paintings I like to do, other paintings I don't. It's really as simple as that. But that's it for now. That was the next step. I'm taking a little bit of a shortcut here because I'm not painting in or washing in general values and hues. The canvas, I'm just relying on the stain, I'm not worrying about it. I'm going to take that knife and attack it. This will probably be tomorrow or the next day. I'll just attack it with a little bit of vigor, hopefully, and we'll play with it as it goes. That's the beauty of the knife. You can lay on, scrape off, lay on, scrape off. You can be sort of more liberal in your application of things. So, we'll see you next time. See ya. Bye.